In this video, I'm going to bring you through the exact user-generated content machine and infrastructure that we plug and play into our clients' businesses, ecom brands, of course, as you probably know. And I'm going to show you a little quick case study of a client that we're scaling. They're doing around $20,000 per day in sales. We're probably going to go way past that towards Black Friday, Cyber Monday, probably close to $100,000 per day in sales. So of course we're scaling, but I want to bring you through, as I always say, the process of creating content at scale, because one point is creating creatives and UGC videos and images for a brand that's doing 50K a month, 100K a month. Another thing is creating and scaling your UGC machine, let's call it, to brands that do $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a month, whatever plus. So it's a completely different machine. And it has to be well oiled, or else there's no way that you can produce that amount of content. Okay, so in this process, or in this video, I'm going to bring you through this exact same process that we install for our clients. Okay, with no further ado, let's get right into the video. As usual, before we get going in the video, here is just some proof. This brand is doing around $18,000 a day in sales, and we haven't really, I believe, really started scaling yet. Let me refresh so you know this is real, as usual. So this is just one of our clients. This is if you are new to the channel, this is the types of caliber of clients that we're used to working with. Brands that do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even $100,000 a day or more in sales. And so, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because as we were scaling this client, especially in this Q4, you have to really have a systematized, as I said, oiled machine when it comes to generating content, specifically user-generated content. And the reason why scaling UGC is harder than perhaps scaling statics or image ads is because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with scripts, you're dealing with a lot of different things, moving parts. Sometimes also things that you're not directly in control of, specifically when it comes to working with creators. And so I'm going to talk about everything, give you the entire process. I did have a similar video like this one some time ago, but I did not go this deep. So if we want to go deeper with me when it comes to UGC and scaling UGC creatives to get results like these or better, like our other clients, then stick with me. Make sure to stick until the end because I'm going to go through several different concepts, sometimes even at the same time. Okay, so let me start over here. I'm going to go back to my Chrome tab over here, but before I go over through other tabs on the Chrome, let me just share this this file with you so that we can go through this together. I have quite a lot of information to share with you, as you can see. Also some new principles and things. So yeah, just make sure to stick. So why is this doing like that? Command, there we go. Cool. So let's start from the top over here. This is the process from A to Z, pretty much. Maybe not every single small specific thing, but if you have to look at the skeleton of getting UGC in. So you need to identify your avatar customer. This is something that, sounds cheesy, maybe yeah, you need to find your avatar customer because then it's actually really, really important. You have to identify exactly who you want to work with, what type of customer you want to work with. Once you identify your customer, you need to make sure they have a very clear list of marketing angles, because the most important thing when it comes to getting into UGC is actually scripts and marketing angles. You can have the best creator promote an amazing product, but if they're selling the product within a frame that doesn't really sell that well, or isn't going viral, or isn't interesting enough, it's not going to work. So one really important aspect of this entire UGC process, and one thing that we do before going on to scripting and finding the ideal creator, onboarding them and doing all that stuff post-production, we actually find marketing angles that can scale in the first place. That's really important. Then I'm going to show you how we find creators, what mediums we use, what are the strategies, and also maybe the deal types that we go after. Then I'm going to talk about onboarding them, so training, UGC scripting, UGC video delivery, stuff like that. And then post-production. Post-production is probably one of the most important things. It's putting the pieces all together and actually delivering possibly the highest converting video that you can probably ever do. Or the best that you can do, right? So this post-production process is really, really fundamental. Of course, you cannot do the post-production if you don't have all of this figured out first. So let me start from the top, identifying avatar customers. So let me read this very carefully. What I wrote here is, this process is crucial. Okay, clearly identifying your avatar customer. It's really, really crucial. Choose the customers that buy the most or have a potential to be explored. And I'll perhaps give you some examples as I go on. Many times we just focus on one avatar customer, but we actually have multiple for a brand. So for example, if you're selling, let's just say a 5-in-1 hair straightener, or not hair straightener, a 5-in-1 hair device that does like curls your hair, brushes your hair, right? It solves like multiple problems, and chances are your product solves typically multiple problems. So what you want to do is that if your problem solves multiple products or problems, typically there are going to be different avatar customers. So this is an example that I have over here. So I have like a product scenario, so you can have kind of understand the different types of avatar customers that we can extract from this product, so that then you can use this framework and utilize it for your own brand. Once again, even if you're doing like 500K a month, a million a month, whatever your number is right now or your stage currently, and you're just using maybe 1 or 2 avatar customers and you're promoting in just one way to them, you're definitely leaving money on the table, especially if you're doing low scale. Now, this is an example, 5-in-1 hair device. So this basically is a hair device that has multiple functions. It can like straighten your hair, it can curl your hair. It has like a brush to it. Just imagine there's this tool, okay? This is an example of multiple avatar customers, and these are, by the way, like I just asked ChatGPT, and then of course I refined and improved what it gave me. And so this is what it gave me. So number 1, the busy professional. So age 25 to 40, occupation is corporate employee, entrepreneur, whatever. Needs quick, efficient styling for work and after work. Pain points, lack of time. They just don't have time. They're a busy professional, right? Needs space, saving tool. So based on this avatar customer, you can actually find, if they are not actually an entrepreneur, you can find somebody that has an entrepreneurship vibe or like, creator. But even then, it doesn't really matter, because even if they're not entrepreneurs, they can state that they're entrepreneurs within the video, or they can refer something about it. So the most important thing is that whatever creator you work with is that they need to be able to either be or impersonate this avatar customer, or else it doesn't make sense. Next over here is like the health conscious minimalist, right? 30 to 50 years old, wellness coach, yoga instructor maybe, needs healthy hair care with a simple and sustainable routine. They need to be very well presented while they're being yoga instructors or wellness coaches. They need to be the best version of themselves, which also perhaps includes having amazing hair, right? Pain points: wants to avoid hair damage, prefers eco-friendly solutions. What they want: a multifunctional tool that is gentle on the hair and easy to use, right? Another example here, you get the point. You can stop through this. I'm just going to go through one more over here, is the travel enthusiast, right? 28 to 45. Occupation is like a travel blogger, digital nomad, or just somebody that likes to travel. Needs a compact, travel-friendly styling tool. So you can literally sell this tool as just a 5-in-1 solution, where there's like, instead of buying 5 tools, you buy 1. That's one angle. Another angle that probably can go well with this avatar customer number 5, the travel enthusiast, is instead of going to a hair salon or going to bringing yourself a bunch of different tools that occupy space, you can basically just have this, put it in your pocket, whatever, and it's going to solve this problem. So hopefully you get the point, but this is a really, really important aspect, so that we can identify who we want to work with and who we want to sell to. Once we identify these avatar customers, then we have to identify their pain points, as you see over here, and based on those, we can start creating marketing angles. So what is an example of a marketing angle with this product? Before I do that, let me just read this to make sure I don't miss anything out. After establishing your avatar customer that you want to work with, whatever. Yeah, I basically already said what I just said, so forget about it. This is what you want to do. Come up with marketing angles, and I'm going to also show you a sheet that I have so you can take inspiration from that. 3 examples based on the product that I mentioned are: save time and style fast, right? Achieve multiple looks in minutes with one versatile tool, because your time is valuable, right? So with the time pain point. Number 2, another angle is all-in-one convenience, no clutter, right? So everything in one 5-in-1 tool. So you save money, you save, what does it say here? Simplify your routine with a single device, essentially, and then save money and skip the salon. Salon can get quite expensive. $300, $500 every single couple of days, essentially, if you want your hair to be styled every couple of days. If that is the case, it's going to be very expensive for you on a monthly basis. So in this case, the angle is save money, skip the salon, get salon quality results at home. That's basically the angle. So what I have over here is just, I probably showed this several other times. I'm sure I have. But what we do before we start getting into UGC is basically we want to craft messaging and angles, as many as possible, and then we want to start crafting and having ideas of creative concepts that we want to test. Because one thing and one activity that I am going to talk about in this video is basically giving some inspirations and some inspo links so that the client knows exactly what you're looking for. There's nothing worse than working with a creator, giving them a script, and then not giving them any type of example or inspiration that they can take inspiration from, right? It's really hard for them. Like, they can come up with their own content. I'm sure it would be great, but maybe you're just looking for something different. So make sure that you always have some inspirational links. Okay, so these 2 things in columns are something that we always prioritize before going into UGC and creative work, content production work in general. Okay, so getting back over here, once we have the angles, now we have to have a process that is very streamlined and continuous to find creators. Now, what I like to do is hire a $3 VA, $3 an hour VA that understands and has some experience with like scripting, UGC, e-commerce for sure. And so what we want them to do is basically we give them a criteria that we established and say, okay, we want to work with the busy professional and the enthusiast and the millennial for now. And so go ahead and find 10 UGC creators with those criteria. And so what they would do is that you hire the person, they would go into Twitter groups, Facebook groups, etc. I'm going to show you how they, in just a second how it works. Let me just show you now because it's easier. You can just go on Twitter and type in UGC Beauty, UGC Skincare, UGC Beauty, Spanish. You can also go deeper into like languages or Spanish, French. Something like that. Okay, it's not working on me. UGC French, you're probably gonna find people, and then of course you can dissect. But if you do UGC by niche, this typically works quite well. And then you can filter by regions, but everybody is gonna give you their contact information. You can also go and find platforms like Billo. You can sign up and then just leverage their network to find the best people. The problem with like why we don't personally use like Billo directly is because these people, you cannot control the quality, and a lot of these people don't really have the experience and a very big portfolio. And typically these people that are or do this for a living full time do have the portfolio, and they actually do charge more. So we prefer working with people that charge more rather than people that don't have experience, waste your time, and you can really waste a lot of time. Just imagine sending 3 products, and after a week they receive the videos, or sorry, the product, and it takes them an extra week to do the video probably, and then assuming the videos suck, you just wasted 2 weeks. So we don't want to do that, and of course this is something that compounds every single month and every single week. So we want to avoid wasting time, especially with content creators and people in general, because they will take some time to do these things. So you can find a lot here. This is just an example. You can also use Instagram in the same way that I'm using Twitter. You will be surprised by how many you can find that are literally giving you their email, okay? This is one thing that I wanted to mention over here. Going back to the chart over here, tell them to add to the sheet with filters. So once they go into the Facebook groups, let them know that you have to add something like this, where they filter by body type or skin type, hair type. What are they mostly doing or experts in? Of course, in this case, it would be beauty and hairstyling. If they have pets, if they have kids, you want to get as much information as possible. Also, the reason why we have maybe more columns than what you should have is because we have a roster of clients. And over the years, we worked with 100 clients. And so we probably have many different columns, including like people that have kids, as you see over here. How many kids they have? What are the ages of the kids, right? Stuff like that. Contact them. Have them contact the creator with like a simple message. With some background of the brand and what you're looking for, establish rates and collaboration. So what we like to do is that we like to have a fixed rate per video. We never pay for usage rights. What happens when you work with these types of creators over here is that they will ask for usage rights. Some of them, they will say, okay, you can have the content. It's like $200 for 1 video and 3 hooks, and you can use it for 3 months. After 3 months, we will charge you $50 a month, $100 a month. Whatever that is, and I think it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Creating content is already expensive. There's no reason why you should do that. So you should just go and find a creator that just will not will accept your terms. You need to find somebody that will accept your terms, period. Okay, so moving on over here is establish the rates. You will typically pay $100, $200, $250, maybe $300 if they are experts for like 1 video with like 3 to 5 hooks, or maybe a couple videos with like 1 or 2 hooks each, something like that. I do have a strategy to completely cut this price and make this ridiculous. I'm going to talk about strategies and how to save money and how to scale UGC in just a second. So stick with me. This is just how to find creators. Ship the product, receive the video, boom. This is how you find creators, and you should rinse and repeat the process over and over again, over and over again. You should have a list that looks something like this. Let me show you, UGC base. This is just one base that we have. Oops, it's actually over here. And so this is how it is. You should have a list that looks something like this, and so that you always have a full pipeline. You never want to have a dry pipeline. You want to have a full pipeline of content creators that you can partner with that have already agreed to work with you. Okay, this is really important. Now, let me see, I'm lagging a little bit here. Let me go on here. Onboarding creators. This is really, really, really important. Our fundamental aspect, one fundamental aspect as you work with content creators is making sure they fully understand what content you wish to produce. If they don't understand what you want, you're just wasting time and you're wasting your own money because you have to pay them for their time, right? There needs to be a process where the creator can be briefed and trained within 1 to 2 days. Within 1 to 2 days, they need to have a perfect understanding of what you want. How do we do that? Well, we focus on these 3 things. We give them a storyboard, depending on what strategy we're going after, but generally we give them a framework and a storyboard of how we want the video to be evolved, or what types of videos we want them to film if they're looking for going after B-rolls. I'm going to share an example. We give them examples of winning ads, and you can use tools like Archer, for example. This is a great tool where you can go in here and you can find inspirations. So let's just say our client is a jewelry brand, a jewelry company, and we want to funnel hack Abbott Lion, which has basically 3,500 active ads. We can always filter by active ads over here. If you haven't used this tool, the link is in the description. We are affiliated, we are a partner. And we use this internally for all of our clients. So I would never promote something that we don't use personally or that is not amazing. So go check it out. If you want to use my link, you can use my link. Now, this is amazing because you can track all competitors, and if you click on a video, it will also transcribe the script for you. And so we actually use this quite a lot to transcribe and create similar scripts, as you see over here, so that we don't have to reinvent completely the wheel, and we can send proven frameworks to our creators, to our existing content creators that we want to work with, as I explained before. So we share the storyboards, we find winning ads, we probably share 3 to 5 winning ads with them so they have an understanding of the vibe that we want them to do. And as I say here, winning ads within the concept you want to test with them, right? It's obvious that if you want to test one certain type of ad, you don't send them other winning ads that are completely different or unrelated in terms of the creative concept. If you want to do an ASMR video, you send 3 to 5 winning ASMR videos so that they understand exactly what they need to reproduce or do. You don't send them AI UGC, voiceover actor UGC videos. You don't send them before and afters. You send them the specific creative concept that you want them to test, and of course it has to be a winner. Right? B-roll inspirations, this is by far one of the most important things, and this is how you'll cut cost. I'm going to talk about that later, but just to give you a brief, one extra thing that we want to do as we onboard creators, if we are doing the B-roll strategy, which once again I'll explain in just a second, is that we want to give them, show them a document like this. So what we do for our clients, essentially, as we onboard them over here, is that we give them, this is like a 32-page document. This is how in-depth we go. We basically identify the avatar customer, or not necessarily the avatar customer. We identify all the possible B-rolls, and a B-roll is like a 3 to 5 second scene that the content creator can reproduce, and we put them over here. So we have B-roll number 3, right? Stressed. And so we basically have screenshots from our competitors or whatever of people that are stressed. So they know the content creator can literally open the file and see visually how they need to look like if they want to do that B-roll. Or another one is, let me see here, afters. What happens after they receive the product? And so a 3 to 5 second video of them being happy and something like that. And so what we're doing is we're basically telling them what B-roll to film with some information, and then we're literally visually showing them what they need to do. As you can see, desperate, right? They know how they need to look like, as I said before. Cuddling. This is afters, right? After they receive the product, how do they look? This is how they should look. They should cuddle with the whatever. In this case, it's a random product, right? Same thing with other stages within the funnel, right? This is exactly what we want to do. Being tired, right? Stuff like that. So this is going to be really, really important. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Just what I would do is find a winning ad, break it down by B-rolls, and then put examples of that ad. And you can do it with this 3 to 5 ads. So find the best winning ad. So if this was my competitor, I would probably filter by longest running ads, because that means that they're very, very profitable ads. I would study all of these ads which are very profitable, and I would dissect them based on stages, first 3 to 5 seconds, them opening up or unboxing, 3 to 5 seconds, then being happy with their jewelry on, 3 to 5 seconds, them receiving the product from their boyfriend and then being even happy, right? Stuff like that. Hopefully you got the point. This is really, really important. Next, this is just the process. Nothing really next to talk about on the onboarding. This is the process. We onboard the creator, in-depth training, which is basically this one over here. We send them the scripts, and then we receive the final video, right? This is how it works. Post-production. This is where it gets very, very creative. I have shared this icon many times before, but let me bring you through this because this is how we literally cut the prices in half or more, actually 10 times cheaper probably. This is how we are able to generate the same amount or actually way more creatives, like 100 times more creatives at 10% of the price of what it actually should cost. So there's two ways of doing UGC. The first way, and listen clearly because this is really, really important. The first way is that you ask for a UGC video, $200, boom, 3 hooks, and that's what you're gonna get. You should only be doing this video if you are fully confident of the structure of the video, meaning that you already know based on your own personal brand, not even a competitor, based on your own personal experience, you've tested a similar video, it gave you amazing results. You should get that video, create the storyboard, create something like this, hook, problem, pain, product introduction. Don't write a script, write a framework of the video so they don't like have to copy your words and they don't freeze in the middle of the video. And then you can send them the script and they can replicate the script. Always send them also the inspiration, always. This works if the concept is proven and you are 1000% that it's probably gonna work. That's the only scenario where we should invest that much, okay? What I would do if you're either starting out or you're looking to scale at the same time, you can do this at any stage and it works amazingly for scale, is that you can ask for B-rolls. Typically with $200, $150, $200, $250, you can get 10 to 20, sometimes even more UGC B-roll pieces of footages that are 3 to 5 seconds long. And the advantage over here is that it takes them the same amount of energy to film a normal UGC video and film 15 to 20, 3 to 5 second pieces of content or B-rolls, pieces of footage. Same amount of time, you have way more high leverage and it's the same price. That's a no-brainer. So what ends up happening is as you scale and you do all of these, and I talked about this in other videos, so stick with me if you already heard this rant before, but you essentially have B-rolls, you put them all into a mega huge, ultra cool B-roll folder, and then you can basically have editors and expert video editors put these things together, put these 3 to 5 second videos together to create stories. One caveat here is that you need to be very good at understanding how to script and put videos together. So typically what we do is that we never give this role to our editor because they're just good at editing. Sure, they understand UGC videos and ecom and editing, but they're amazing editors, but they don't necessarily understand the marketing brain behind editing. So what we do is that we have a script writer or a copywriter, the person that does the briefs, that does the research, that does the competitor research, right? That puts a storyline together so that then the UGC video editor can follow that storyline and put all the good B-rolls together to create and reproduce that storyline. So what you will be able to do is basically create unlimited B-roll variations, because from like 5 UGC collaborations, you probably have 50 to 100 B-roll pieces of content. You put them all together and then you can test with AI scripts. With viral AI scripts, this is how you scale horizontally. You scale horizontally, and then you will find winners. And then of course, this is how your content library should look like. You should scale with hooks. You can scale with different frameworks, with different AI videos, with different variations, different B-roll pieces of content. And this is how you can basically scale your content production for your ecom brand for dirt cheap, for literally dirt cheap. Okay, I hope this video was valuable. I did talk about many different things. Hopefully you did find some value from it. I know that I already showed this diagram before, but it's important to understand that somebody asked me like, why are you showing your audience, like not every time, but sometimes the same diagrams? It's because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, why should I reinvent all my processes and diagrams just to make you happy, right? Follow this because this works, right? That doesn't make any sense for me. So I'm just showing you these things because they're valuable. These are the things I've never really shared about. Maybe I shared about this. I haven't really spoken about this too much related to UGC. So hopefully you found some innovative ideas in this video that you can replicate for your brand. I hope this was valuable. Please leave the questions down below. I'll do my best to go down myself and answer all the comments and all the questions. Give me other suggestions for other videos. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and see you in the next one.